Hi, we're here with Dalia. Dalia, I mean, being a fashion designer, in fact, you have some star people wearing your stuff. Tell us.
I do. Actually, Sheila and Lynn Mabry are both here, and they're both wearing Dalia gowns, and we're auctioning off a Dalia gown for her event tonight. So hopefully we're going to get some good money for the foundation. And
I can see it's already, there's everybody here. They are excited to see your stuff. Tell us, when it comes to your clothing line, where do you get your inspiration from?
I hate that question.
I know, it's kind of like what? I looked at a tree and that's what...
I hate that question. I guess you try and be as artistic as you can and hope that it's going to sell. So it's like 10 parts insanity, 50 parts saleability, and then you allow a little bit of creativity in there.
And that's a big thing, because we see a lot of designers which make a lot of clothing lines, but sometimes it doesn't go anywhere past celebrities. So what would be your suggestion to designers, fellow designers?
Yeah, they say feed the poor, eat with the rich.
Oh, that's a good one, right?
Especially in today's economy. I think you have to have both. I think you've got to have a line for the celebrities that's a little higher. And then think about the mainstream market. I mean, everybody's looking for that item that's wearable, that looks amazing, but that you can afford.
Speaking of which, I think you're going to have to make me look amazing at some point and provide something. But no, seriously, I mean, a lot of teens right now that are interested in fashion, designing, what would be your advice to them at being at a younger age?
As far as designing or wearing clothes?
Designing, actually.
Oh, gosh. I always say go with your instinct and do something that means something important to you. So, like Sheila's teamed up with some charities, I team up with some charities. Make sure that it really comes from your heart. Everything else seems to follow.
Now, I have to ask, since you asked it yourself, what advice would you give them as far as fashion wearing, going to school? What should they do? What should they look out for?
Don't go with the thought less is more. Try to go with more is less.
Right, okay. Here, can you show us real quick what the design that you're wearing right now?
This is one of my pieces, and it's actually from, okay, there we go. It's from Spring '09. I actually had a lot of gowns on Dancing with the Stars this season, so if you watched it.
Yeah, there's a lot of fashion going on with music, everything. So how do you get into something like that, in fact? Other people go, how do you do the fashion for that?
I guess you have to be a little crazy to get into it. I grew up in the industry. My parents had clothing stores in Canada, so I kind of grew up in it. I thought I wouldn't do it, thought I was going to be a lawyer.
Really?
And then somehow along the line I fell into it.
Wow.
So.
Well, thank you so very much for taking some time with us at Latine.
Thank you.
Hi, we're here with Sheila E. and Lynn Mabry. Now tell us, you started this foundation, you're busy with other things, but tell us why you started the foundation specifically.
Started the foundation because a couple of different reasons, but one was we were both abused when we were younger, at a very small age, and we know that music was a viable tool that helped us to get through what we went through. So we figured, the best thing that we could do is give back to the kids. We know what they've been through. And through music and arts is something that we can celebrate and give them confidence and hope and get them out of their shell, and it's been working incredibly. I mean, we're really, really excited and happy about it.
Do you find that many young teens are very, they don't want to talk about the things that happen to them, because you're very open about it?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The thing about abuse is that it carries shame. So with shame, you draw in and you just don't want to speak about it. But what makes it even worse is society doesn't want to deal with it. So you've got sort of a double-edged sword there. So unfortunately, it's a situation where it's very difficult to reach them in conventional methods, which is why we discovered and are trying to promote music and arts, because if you just tap into them creatively, if you tap into their gifts, then all of a sudden they'll be able to speak, and you'd be surprised. I mean, not only do they get a release, but they begin to heal.
Now, when it comes to our teens that are watching right now, there may be some that unfortunately have gone through this right now. What are the steps to be able to not only start to recover, but also let it be known?
It's difficult. I mean, a lot of it has to do with support, family, friends, someone that they can go talk to and speak to. They need to find someone that they'll be able to share that with and say, hey, we need to help you. Even if it's going to therapy, going to counseling, going to a church, whatever they can do to let that go, because it is a part of carrying shame. And after a while, I got tired of carrying it. I didn't want to do that anymore. So I talked with her and talked with some other friends, and I just started letting it go. Like, I don't want to feel like this.
And there's many people that haven't healed yet, not just teens, but are in their upper years.
Absolutely. There are a lot of adults that have carried it since they were children. But the one thing that we're discovering is, if you can't talk about it, write it down.
That's good. Write it. Hold on. Say it again. If you can't talk about it, write it down.
If you can't talk about it, write it down, because it's also your voice. And basically the best thing that we've discovered that has been tried and true is to be able to release it. If you can write it, if you can speak it, even think about it. Some people don't even want to think about it. Think about it. Go over it in your mind. Remember what it is, because there's no shame in remembering, because that's the beginning of healing. Absolutely.
And you've had some great support. You've been able to get individuals like Tom Hanks, Oprah. I mean, tell us, how do you draw that type of attention to the organization?
By the grace of God.
No, you know what? Everyone is touched by someone. It comes to find out that most people that we talk to, if they've not been affected, someone in their family has been.
They know someone, right?
Absolutely. And it's amazing how many people have been abused, either mentally, physically, or spiritually. It's overwhelming, the statistics. And the sad part about it is that the kids right now, that the numbers are so big, kids under the age of 4, more of them have been killed by people that are in their family, by abuse.
Oh, that's it. That's a horrible statistic.
It's a horrible statistic.
Okay.
So,
well, then we look forward to seeing more of what, I mean, this looks like it's going to be an outstanding thing, outstanding fashion. Thank you so very much for taking some time with us here.
www.elevatehope.org. You come join us.
Okay, we'll
Absolutely.
¿Están sus hijos teniendo problemas en la escuela porque no les gusta leer? ¿Le dicen que todo les aburre? Este otoño vea cómo sus calificaciones mejoran con una suscripción a la revista Latín. Una revista nueva para jóvenes latinos que les encantará leer. Compre una suscripción ahora. Llame al 1-800-816-1260. Con tan solo $3 asegura el futuro de sus hijos. Llame al 1-800-816-1260. Es el 1-800-816-1260. Sus hijos les darán las gracias.